I may not see the workings of spirit in the invisible realms, but I know there is great activity behind the scenes. It's important to trust the mystery and remember that the material realm is an illusion. Current conditions are not necessarily a reflection of the truth of what's going on in the present. Great opportunities lie in the shadows, awaiting the perfect time for illumination. This, my friends, is Pisces. This is the meaning of the moon card. And for some reason I felt obligated to read it. Not obligated, I wanted to, but I felt called to read it for some of you because it's important to understand what the card that represents you, what it means in the major arcana. So, you know, a sense of mystery. This is Pisces. This is what we love about Pisces. Pisces is not afraid to go into the shadows, right? And if you are afraid to go into the shadows, it just means you haven't fully developed your spirituality, because we all know eventually we have to walk through the shadow, right? But we walk through that shadow for the illumination, and it promises to be there for us. So I thought, I really want you to know your card, what it stands for, and the beauty in it. Many people fear it, but there's a lot of beauty in it. So, welcome, Pisces. I'm so glad you joined me tonight. I'm reading in the evening, which I don't normally do, but I do have to say I love reading in the evening, and I love reading on rainy days for you. So I think that speaks somewhat to the mystery and what I love about Pisces. We're going to go ahead and use the Good Tarot for this reading, and we'll figure out what we'll clarify with. This is going to be for Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising, always. You may have planets in the sign of Pisces. Some of you are in love with a Pisces. I wouldn't say congratulations, but some of you might be like, oh, you don't know, Sandy, you don't know. I know. I read for a lot of Pisces. I do a lot of personal readings. There's certain signs that are really pulled to me, and Pisces is one of those. So I feel like I know your soul, and it's beautiful. So some of you may be intuitively guided to the reading, and you don't know if you have Pisces in your chart or not. It doesn't matter. If you felt guided, congratulations for listening. Especially if you listen, especially if you listened, I feel like you will certainly get what message you came here for. Maybe you don't know yet. Maybe it's a mystery. Alright, my loves, we're going to take a moment. We're just going to calm our minds through a little bit of deep breathing. In through the nose. I usually hold for 4. And then exhale slowly for 4. Inhale positivity. And exhale negativity. Come on in, positivity. See you later, negativity. I always have my spirit guides invite your spirit guides to the reading. So you don't have to invite your guides in. Your spiritual team. That's what I'm being called to call them lately, is not just our guides, but there's a team of, you have a whole team behind you. And just because you can't see them, just because, we are in this illusion so we can't see them, does not mean they're not there. They're there. And I feel like you have one for each type of emotion. love. Certain guide steps forward. I got this, right? This is right up my alley, right? Finances. The next guide, this is me. I made a lot of money when I was on Earth. That may be a family member of someone. But each emotion, I feel like there's different guides. But they all work in what's the word? They work cohesively together. And your guides easily open to my guides, right? Because they're all in unconditional love. That's the only thing that's allowed to come to this table, is our guides, which are in unconditional love. They want nothing but the best for us. That's why you don't get real negative messages here. You might get the truth, but we don't get negative messages because our guides are about the light. And they want to uplift us. They don't want to put us down, right? If there's a reading and it's just making you feel horrible about yourself, you know, that may not be your reading. So, especially when it comes to intuitive reading, you know, you want to make sure that it's coming from the light. Feel like it's being lifted up. I'm going to let this motorcycle go by. And we're going to begin. Remember, time is fluid. Doesn't matter when you see this reading. I feel very sensitive to your energy tonight. So I have a feeling it's going to be a good reading, probably a deep reading. I want to advise you, you know, if you invest, let's say, you know, I know my readings are long, but let's say you invest 30 minutes into the reading. Trust me, you don't want to miss the end of the reading, because I feel like that's where all the awareness, not, you know, it's all through the reading, but especially at the end. So I advise you to try to stay to the end. You know, some of you, no problem. Others are like an hour reading, but okay, let's begin. So we open up with the Ace of Swords. So this is the truth, right? This is the ultimate truth. This is uniqueness. You being your unique self. This is about communication. This may be the beginning of a path where you are now the communicator. The ace is the beginning. It's a potential, is what it is. It's a potential. Will you reach out and grab it? Or will you let it go? Will you let it be? It's up to you, right? It's your free will. It's up to you. Doesn't mean it won't come back around. But feels to me like something is about to begin. We have the Six of Pentacles, which is quite a beautiful energy. This is the energy of give and take. This is the energy of balance. You know, I feel like it's easy for the majority of the people who find themselves here to give, but they find it hard to receive. And so I feel a lot of times it's about receiving, allowing yourself to receive. This is also an energy of compassion and empathy and caring about the underdog. You know, if I have the finances, then I spread them. You know, I don't hoard them. We have the Page of Swords. Swords seem to be your thing this month so far. I want you to look at how open she is here. How open she is, not only to giving, but also receiving. This is the energy. You know, sometimes I feel like we should take this pose ourselves. I mean, I do. You know, where you're just wide open to the universe, wide open, absorbing the truth. Some of you are becoming the communicator of the truth, and it may be for the underdog. Some may have someone who wants to come in and communicate with you. You know, new or old, I don't know yet. Well, I have to say, I feel old. And I'm saying that because I feel that there's been wisdom gained. I feel like that's you. You know, I feel like you've been on this time period. This, what do I want to call it? Like this, it's almost like a bubble of expansion. But no doubt, you walk through the shadow, right? The Ace of Swords being your very first card. If I walk through the shadow, then I found the truth. I found my truth. Some of you are still in the shadow. So this is good news that, you know, that light is at the end of the tunnel, even though we doubt it, right? But nonetheless, I feel like some of you may have someone communicate to you, and you feel very open to this energy. I feel like people are seeing you in a new light. You know, seeing, it's, you know, it's like maybe you've been working on your spirituality, because maybe this is what I've become the communicator of. And I feel like people are seeing you, seeing how open you're becoming, and therefore they will probably follow. And I feel like, after all, that's what we're here for, right? We're here to help those who cannot help themselves, and that's exactly what I feel like is happening. And I'm definitely feeling like you're wide open to this energy. You know, she's not standing on calm waters. There's some ripples, you know, some ripple effects, but nonetheless, she's open. You know, that's the energy of finding your peace, or finding your center among chaos. You know, if you're in chaos, if you're, whatever it is, it's like you find your center and all is all right, right? All is fine. Okay, I was going to say these are, well, I'm just going to take them like I have them. So we have the Six of Wands. That's a beautiful energy if I'm communicating, because in the Six of Wands, people are seeing my perspective of it. And after all, we all have our own perspective. We all have our own truth. But people are definitely seeing your side of something, your perspective of something. And for some of you, I feel like if this is talking about someone coming back into your life, and it doesn't have to be love, recognizing, I definitely feel like wisdom has gained. I feel like you're open to their perspective. Like you know, you feel, you're at the point now where you can feel if they're being truthful or not. Okay? Interesting. So we have the moon in reverse. Well, that's things coming to light. This is your card, and clearly it's giving you the Ace of Swords, right? That is things that it is everything coming to light. It's you finding the truth. It's you finding the ability to feel the truth. it's your ability to know if someone who is speaking to you is coming from their truth. That's amazing, because that is life-changing energy. That is life-changing energy. Excuse me. We have the Queen of Swords, potentially Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have the Seven of Wands under the Page of Swords. We have the Strength card, Major Arcana for Leo. You know, where do we find this strength in a Strength card? This is an inner strength. It can certainly, you know, if you need to ask for help, if you need to reach out, but it's something that's already within you. You know, I feel like our journey, we have this whole world to explore, right? But I feel like a big part of our journey is exploring ourselves, our souls desires, that type of thing. So it's not just about the experiences on Earth, it's also about how we walk through it. We have the Three of Wands, beautiful, coming under your energy. So, you know, you're beginning something. Not only are you beginning something, but this is you stepping into it, saying yes to it. You're doing it through quite a beautiful energy of, you know, even though we have a lot of swords here, all the swords are good swords, are helpful swords, let's put it that way. And what is it doing for you? It's putting you in a very, this is about optimism. This is about stepping forward on the path, on the next journey, and doing it in the type of energy or with the perspective of all is possible. If all is possible, why do I keep allowing myself to think that something horrible, you know, that it'll be horrible when potentially it could be the best thing you've ever experienced? So it's all how we look at it. Look at this. We have the Fool. So we are going on a journey. We're going on a journey and it feels good. The Fool is the energy of not carrying the past with us, right? Not as a burden, anyway. The lessons are there. The memories are there. But not allowing our past to become our burden, or our future if it was a burden, right? If it was toxic to us. This is the releasing of all of that. And definitely with your major arcana in reverse, the moon, this is really feels like awareness to me, right? Awareness. But the Fool is someone who takes a chance. And I feel like you're taking a chance willingly. It's interesting. She's got a trumpet. And she's looking back at the Three of Wands, almost like... And the boat is traveling right to the Fool. Quite beautiful. Okay. Let's get two more. And then we'll break this baby down. I was looking if you had any double numbers, and the only ones you have so far are double sixes, 66. That could certainly mean something to someone. 1966. You're 66. The summer of 66. We have the Five of Pentacles. You know, these were all in reverse, so I'm going to leave them the way they came. Look at this. We have the Ten of Wands, but in reverse. The burdens are over. Right? It's interesting that we go from the Five of Pentacles, which is about being thrown out in the cold. Something is out of our control. It almost forces movement, right? But it's in reverse. So whatever movement, because it's a 5. So I've had some, so it's about some type of change. We know that because we have the Fool right next to it, right? This energy may have felt uncomfortable, but it's a temporary energy. And what are you doing? We go from the 10 to the 5 to the 10, right? It feels like the relieving of the burden. I feel like someone, I feel like what you did is, it's like you found your voice. And I feel like you have communicated that to someone. I feel like this is you saying, listen, this is the 10. So I know you've carried this burden. I know that you've carried this heaviness. Whatever it might be, it can be about the coronavirus, whatever you feel I don't want to say hold you down, because within the 10 of Wands, you feel a sense of responsibility to do whatever you're doing in there, usually for someone else or other people. Sometimes it could simply be, raising a family, and now they're raised, and now it's time for mama, starting a new journey. But nonetheless, for a minute, it's uncomfortable. I feel like, but through it, you found your truth, and then I do feel like you spoke your truth, and you gave away, you said no more to the energy of other people's problems. Now, I don't mean, because we have the 6 of Pentacles here too, and that is about the underdog, but this is about the energy of people who need a hand up, right? They need, like, that hand up will do tremendous things, even if it's something tiny. You may be like, oh, it's not going to change their life, but it does. It may change their perspective. It may put some oomph into their step. It may, somehow you make them believe themselves again, and it can certainly change their whole world. So don't forget about that. And you do have a way with words, I feel. I feel emotionally, right? So, anyway, I don't know that you told anyone off. I feel like you just spoke your truth. And from that point on, you moved on from it. We have the Queen of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. This may be part of whatever the 10 of Wands for some of you, this Queen. She may be in, and listen, these burdens, again, we feel a sense of responsibility. So, again, I don't feel like anyone passing over here. But it could certainly be in the energy of, when I think of the Queen and the King of Pentacles, I think of business owners. And I always do. And many, many other things. But I feel like for some of you can certainly talk about the losing of a job. However, and isn't that horrible, right? It's 5 of Pentacles is the perfect energy to explain that, right? It's like half of what I used to have is now gone. That type of energy, and my hand was forced at that matter. But nonetheless, it's you overcoming it. Maybe it was after you walked through the shadow, which brings you to your truth. Not just your truth, but, other things that you can do, other ways that you can make money. Maybe it brings you right to where your soul has always desired to be. First, we got to go through the uncomfortableness, right? And then you have the Fool. And the Fool is like, boom, looking right at that 3 of Wands, which to me is passionate energy. I become passionate. Not only am I passionate about this next journey, I have stepped onto it. Even though I don't know how it's going to turn out. It's like the beginning of a movie. We don't know the ending until we watch it. We have the Hangman on the bottom of the deck, so this tells me, there's been stagnant energy for a while. But the hangman is seeking wisdom. This is why he doesn't move. You can say he's unsure, but he's seeking the wisdom to use within his material, I shouldn't say material, within his physical world. He's looking for the enlightenment. And sometimes it's the energy telling us that we should be the hangman. Like, just stay there, stay in the hangman mode until you receive our epiphanies or what have you. I have to peek what's under it. Look at that, the wheel. So, the wheel, it's like the underlying energy. It's like the soul and then the human body. It's kind of how I'm feeling this. Like, here's the soul saying, we're going on a destined path, but within the hangman, maybe I don't know that yet. Well, that's why they're hanging around. Right? This is waiting for that alignment. This is the underlying energy, which is kind of cool. I don't know. All right. Got to use the Cosmic Tarot for you. So we got a little bit of everything here. I do feel like someone may come back and give you some type of apology. I feel like you're open to it. Maybe you weren't. With the hangman there, maybe you weren't before. But, maybe you walk through your own shadow and therefore you now understand more of the plight of someone else. We also have the energy of someone who I feel like is finding their voice and voicing their opinion. I almost don't even want to call it an opinion. I want to say, because I feel like it's the truth, but it is your truth. They may see it in a different way, but I don't think so. I feel like, all in all, people are seeing it your way. You know why? Well, because they recognize within you this newfound strength, right? So the strength that I found within me now comes to the surface, so other people witness, and feel that energy from me. That makes you a great communicator. That makes you great at giving advice, right? Okay. Excuse me. I opened my window because we had the air on, but it's, breezy enough to have the window open, but I don't know, I think it's choking me up. Alright, my loves, let's start at the beginning. Spirit says, no need to wait. Well, hello, lovers. I can't do a Pisces reading and not include love. You guys are made for love. You guys can be great lovers, that type of thing. And I'm not talking like in a sack, maybe. I'm just talking about, in general, you come from that emotional place, right? That can be good, can be great, even better than great. But with every positive, there's that negative, right? So if someone ticks you off or what have you, or breaks your heart, you can go completely the opposite way. But nonetheless, this card is coming over the Ace of Swords. Some of you may be hearing from, I don't know, we'll just say this lover. This is a head over heart decision. That's what the Lovers is, a head over heart decision. But you can't deny the connection. That's what I feel like. I can't deny the connection. I can't deny the connection. And I do feel like this person, and of course this is not for everyone, you'll know. You have to trust yourself, because sometimes I get comments of people being like, I'll never take that son of a bitch back. Well, then it's probably not about you, not this part, right? We need to know that. We need to trust ourselves. That doesn't mean that you don't have another message. So anyway, back to this. So I feel like, you know, this can certainly be going both ways. Coming over the Ace of Swords, if it's some type of communication. Look at that, we have the Hangman. Well, hello, Four of Wands. Wow. As we speak about love, the Four of Wands is that commitment card. This is someone not only voicing that, but being wide open to it. Being wide open to it. You know, you or them certainly in the past weren't ready for this type of commitment, because it does feel like, especially with the, she's looking right over at the Lovers, and hello, you know, but the Hangman is between what we call the marriage card and the Lovers, these two lovers, you know, can't get that, I can't get that full commitment, right? The Four of Wands is where both people want to commit to each other, and someone is voicing their opinion over that. So, and I feel like the Hangman, even though, listen, you know, we hate waiting, right? We hate waiting, but we need to look at it a different way. We need to look at it as in allowing something to fully develop. So when it comes to you, right, because this Ace is your seed of intention, you know, two people's, clearly, but when it comes to you, it comes to you complete, right? This is, again, two people wanting to make a commitment. And they call it the marriage card. Doesn't have to be marriage. You know, I am with my guy now, and I don't know if I don't know how I get married, and it has nothing to do with him. It just doesn't. I just don't know if it's necessary at this point. We're not going to have kids. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be marriage. It is about commitment, though. It is definitely about commitment. You know, someone may also be voicing that to someone, you know, we commit or we don't. We commit or we cut it off. Look at that, with the Tower in reverse. Wow. I kind of love that. With the Tower in reverse, with the Ten of Wands in reverse. One at top, one at the bottom. I don't know why, I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is kind of controlling this in a way, and I don't know what that means. For some of you, you may have a Queen of Pentacles in your life, or it may be your, like, your spirit guide who's helping you here, helping you to overcome all this. But here we are. We have the Four of Wands, right? So I do feel like this was probably a previous commitment. And it's there, right? It's there. So the Tower happened. And I feel like this is what we're talking about. This is what maybe someone is voicing their opinion about, explaining their way, telling you about the growth, or it's you to them. But it's coming from a very compassionate, matter of fact, I feel like your guides are saying, almost like, we're putting the Hangman in place until everyone is in the right energy, because this is true commitment. There's no doubt here. This is true commitment. This is the ability to have that. It really depends on what people bring to the table. But the Four of Wands, you know, that can be a real solid type relationship. And the Tower's in reverse. So I feel like, because Ten of Wands is also in reverse, this is you being able to let it go. By the way, we have the Moon in reverse, so you have this new awareness. I just feel like it's coming from some sort of communication, and I feel like, you know, all that destructive energy of the Tower, you're allowing, because really, that is also up to you. How long do you want to hang on to that energy, or, are you able to let it go? Here, you are able to let it go. You're able to let it go. How did you do that? Through the Strength card. Through your own inner strength, through your own inner knowing. Sometimes I see this Queen of Pentacles and I think it's me. And it may be me in this reading. Because for some of you, I feel like I am helping you find this awareness so that you can therefore allow the Tower energy just to go. Because you are letting it go. Well, I shouldn't say you are. Potentially, you are. Because the Fool is telling me that. The Tower in reverse is telling me that. And the Three of Wands tells me that. All of these are forward-looking energies that really are not carrying any negative overtone. Okay, let's keep going. Interesting. And again, it doesn't have to be love, but boy, is it certainly for some of you, it is talking about love. Four of Wands, it could be two people making a commitment towards anything. But it is solid. Okay, we're going to move down to the second line. We're going to start at the Moon, reversed. We have this Queen of Swords here. Again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I don't know. How beautiful is that? So, here is the Hermit, card of Virgo, which I am. That's why I kind of felt that I may be this Queen of Pentacles. And I'm not being, I hope you understand, it's not that I'm trying to put myself, well, I mean, it's coming from me. It's coming from, from within out to you anyway, whether we say it or we don't say it. So, but here I feel like maybe it's just so I know that. Anyway, the Hermit, coming over your energy, the Moon in reverse, awareness, what was once in the dark has come to the light. It always does. It always will. The Hermit, though, I was seeking the light. This is me wanting to reach that light. It's me wanting to have true knowledge. The Hermit, when he finally finishes, because, the Hangman is like, it's like your guides are like, no, I think you need to go through the Hermit first. The Hermit, is seeking answers. Because when you seek, you shall receive. When you don't seek, when you close yourself off to it, it doesn't mean that the signs aren't there. You're just not picking them up. Right? They're always there. And I know your guides wanted you to know that. Like, they're always there. Your whole spiritual team, whether you see it or not. But nonetheless, this is learning a lot. I want to say learning much. So, how does... let that card pass. How does the universe use your energy to be a light to others? We already have the Six of Pentacles, and that is the energy of helping the underdog, whether it be financially, whether it be, whatever it is. Not just the underdog, but, it's a very balanced type energy. So the Hermit goes through this period, right? The shadow, let's say that, but through the shadow seeks the light. So when the Hermit emerges from this cave, his lantern, his beacon, is now lighting not only his way, You know, it's like giving you enough light. Because remember, it's like a beacon. So it gives you enough light so you can see, just like the Three of Wands, up so much depicted in this card. You know, I'm not thinking about my 10 of Cups or my 10 of Pentacles. I'm excited just about the journey, the beginning of the journey. And I'm going to, this is like the present moment type energy, but I'm optimistic about the future. And the Hermit was the energy that brought you to that. You know, and listen, as it relates to love, we know that there was once a tower, right? But once you come, you know, it's like once you go through the Hermit energy, you can't undo it. You know, once you know what you know, you know what you know. You know, if I come from a hard, negative, closed off energy, it doesn't suit me. Whether I choose, I can still choose not to go forward with something, but coming from a hard type energy, it just doesn't suit you. So, interesting. We have the King of Cups. This is potentially a Cancer, Scorpio, or another Pisces, or yourself. Some of you are directly connected to this Queen of Swords. Some of you are the Queen of Swords and directly connected to this King of Cups. You know, the King of Cups, first of all, he's looking towards the future. This tells me he is also open to this energy. He also is connected to the Hangman, as are you, right under the Lovers. It's interesting how I'm putting everything on a slant. So, I don't know. Oh, I do know. I do know. We have the Nine of Wands. You know, first of all, the Knight of Wands talks about a journey that you've just been on. And if you allow yourself to see through your inner strength, to see what it really taught you about yourself. This is about yourself. I often feel like nines are about ourselves, right? And in the Nine of Wands, it's the energy of, you know, many times it's depicted with a man, and I have one deck where it's a female and very muscular, right? And we know that it doesn't happen overnight. I have to build my way out of it. I have to start with 2 pounds, right? 2 pounds. And then I'm going to go to 5 pounds. Some of you guys are out there like 5 pounds, but whatever it is, right? It's starting, and it's building up, it's learning, it's wisdom. And it's interesting that he's also under the Hangman, because that's exactly what the Hangman is looking for. Wisdom, that enlightenment. What does it do for you? It gives you real strength. Real strength. So, I often feel the Nine of Wands is doing potentially something again. But I am not the person I was in the beginning. You know, I feel like in the beginning, or the first time, I was frail. And I don't necessarily mean that your body was frail, but maybe, I don't know, emotionally you felt frail. Not anymore. Right, not anymore. And that may go for this person also. Coming over the Seven of Wands, you know, I feel like for some of you, it is you finding, you know, it's you finding your voice and being able to talk about yourself or a situation coming from a very loving type way. Whether I love the person or not, it's just who I'm becoming. We have the Three of Wands again, coming over the Strength card. So, clearly, it's telling you you have what it takes to overcome that energy of the Tower. Clearly, you have what it takes to let go of the burdens, to forget, you know, to forget the past, forget the unimportant part of it, right? I feel like the Tower sometimes, you know, it's universal energy. So it needed to happen sometimes, right? I don't feel like things had been fully developed. Maybe you weren't fully developed, you know? Here you are going through the Hermit mode. It's a beautiful connection to all. It really is. So don't ever be afraid. You know, we call it the dark night of the soul, but it's not always the dark night of the soul. Sometimes I'm just seeking answers within the dark. We have the Prince of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This may talk about this person who is potentially coming back in, or you potentially have decided to go back to them. I feel like Prince of Wands is showing up as a younger energy. And, you know, this is someone who definitely had to find their own strength. They had to find their own strength. I feel like someone was also young. You know, like when we were together before, it's almost like, I want to say too young. But maybe I should say too undeveloped. Right? Yeah, I just feel that. I feel that. So, okay, let's jump down to the third line. We have the Seven of Cups coming over the Three of Wands. So that tells me that you have probably been thinking about this for a while. Not sure what to do. I'm not sure what to do. What do I do? I'm not sure what to do. And maybe it took that type of energy to pull you into the energy of the Hermit. Remember, the Hermit is the connection to above. It's that how do I want to say this? Never-ending connection, always there. It's always there. And the Hermit, you're allowing yourself to feel it. You know, if I can't see it, I can feel it. We're meant to feel it. I don't feel like Source just threw us down on Earth and been like, okay, now figure it out, people. No. This is being able to feel. It's important that we learn how to trust our intuition. So when I'm saying feel my way, I'm talking about my intuition. Nonetheless, I feel like Seven of Cups, trying to make a decision in the midst of chaos. It may just have not been the right time. You may not have been in the right frame of mind. They may not have been in the right frame of mind. Something just wasn't of time. But the Three of Wands shows me that now is the time. Why? Again, because you have this awareness. You know your own truth at this point. I just saw the peak of the Fool in the Cosmic Tarot. But we're going to take a card over the Fool. Eight of Wands, baby. Something's happening quick. This is also the energy of what I think about, I bring about. What I think about, I bring about. Maybe a little while ago, I wasn't thinking in the highest of light. So that shadow kept coming back, right? Because I kept thinking about it, and it kept, it's like when I keep myself in a negative place, a negative headspace, it seems like negative experiences keep coming to me. Well, it's the truth. So think of the opposite of that. If something's not working for you, think of the opposite. Okay, well, this isn't working. Maybe I should try the opposite of what I'm doing. So I feel like coming over the Fool, I kind of love that. When I think about, I bring about, this is also the energy of quickness, something that happens quickly. But I have no doubt that you're ready for it. I don't think you were ready before. I don't think they were ready before. Again, whether it be love, and for some of you, I know that it's love, but it can be of anything in your life. The timing just wasn't right. It's almost like the hangmans that we're seeing are your spirit guides saying, no, we're going to let this develop. Well, hello. Will, fortune, destiny, meant to be. Doesn't always mean it's going to be easy. Pisces. I want you to think about something. You in a relationship, and you're very passionate, right? That can be good. That can be bad. That can be hard. But it can be hard on the other side, receiving it. Why am I telling you that? I don't know. I feel like you're finding that your own awareness of that, and therefore it allows you to control it. I feel like this is saying it's time. Something is destined to be, and it may have, taken 9 years. It may have taken a while, but it needed to fully develop, to come in the way that your soul truly wants it. Our mind wants things right away. So we get it right, sometimes we get it right away, but it hasn't developed fully. So then we're like, ugh, it's not working, this tower. Psh. Destiny says, now is the time. The Hierophant. Well, that's kind of beautiful. So the Hierophant, number one, is Heart of Taurus, looking right back at the wheel, destiny, and talking about your belief system. Believing in oneself, believing that you can do anything you want to do, and you can overcome whatever tower moments have happened in your life, no doubt. It comes from a higher type energy. This feels like what your whole reading is about, of where you were and now where you're emerging to. And some of you are well on your way with this, but this is beautiful energy. It's I feel like you may have had some opposition to your self-beliefs, but it doesn't matter at this point, because you believe, it's like, you're starting to really know who you are, and your belief system feels like it's intact. Maybe I don't know everything, but I'm about to. I'm willing to open myself up to the journey of whatever this destiny holds for you. The Two of Cups. Well, I mean, is that not the perfect card to finish, especially for Pisces? The Two of Cups. Two Cups is about love, soulmate energy. It is a partnership. And I feel like if the main thing in here, when it's relating to love, it's talking about how a partnership can be a true partnership. Some of you may already be with someone and have had, some difficult times, and you needed to go within. But nonetheless, I feel like for the majority of you, this is about the change, change. The world is always changing. Everything is changing. Time keeps on ticking, ticking, ticking. Everything is moving. Eight of Wands right beside that. Hello. That is your destiny coming to you, coming in the energy quickly, asking you, as the Fool, what I think about, I bring about. The Fool is not thinking negatively or negative. Right? The Fool is thinking of, the Fool is like, let me take a chance. you don't, the Fool wants to go on this journey. And I often feel as the Fool, if we really think about Tarot, we're quite protected. You know, when I think about your spiritual team, I think about the Magician, the first energy that the Fool meets, right? The Magician, you know, it can be the mother, it can be the father, it can be, you know, it can be spirit, but it's about learning, it's about not maybe knowing that I have all these tools within me, but the Magician reminds you of this. You know, this is not your first rodeo, even though you're starting at zero, right? Past lives. I often feel that with the Nine of Wands. Some of you, this love relationship, this love couple, this is not your first time, your first lifetime together. Not everyone, but that doesn't even matter. You know, that's what I feel like I'm hearing. Like, that doesn't really matter. Nonetheless, it's here. So, some of you, I mean, it's coming over that Queen of Pentacles. Again, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. You have a Taurus sitting right on top of the Queen. And listen, this Ten of Wands. When you see the Ten of Wands, it talks about, you know, a time period that feels burdensome, that feels hard, a period where we feel responsible, mainly for others, and don't give enough to ourselves. Many times within the Ten of Wands, this is not about that anymore, right? This is about rising from that. And why? Because sometimes you gave your energy away, and you chose to give it away. Maybe you didn't recognize that. Maybe you didn't understand all these cups that keep coming in and in the tower. But a lot of times we choose. Well, it's not a lot of times. It is what we do. We choose to give it away, right? I don't know. I don't know. But this feels like a beautiful love reading. And I feel like I need to do a Mother Mary card for you. I didn't get a whole lot of Pentacles. But I got the right Pentacles. So, you know, this is about, you know, I feel like some of you feel like you were thrown out in the cold, and that could have been losing a job or what have you. There is recovery from that. And it puts you probably where your soul wanted to be anyway. The uncomfortableness may have been the lack of funds, right? Losing my day-to-day type of thing. Okay, let's do a Mother Mary. Let's pick these up first. So I treated my table this weekend. I used a sea glass spray paint, and I kind of love it, but it is scratching. But I've gotten some great advice to put a top coat on, or a sealer on it, which, what the heck was I thinking? Why didn't I think that? Even though I really don't even mind the little scratches, because just all part of the beauty of it. Okay, one more shuffle. We received inner child. I nurture the child within me through playfulness and self-care. Let's read. Oh, look at that. I opened right to it. I love the synchronicities. Mother Mary watches over all children, including the child who always resides within each adult. This card comes to you as a reminder to care for your inner child who is crying out for attention. If you're only working and not having fun, this part of you begins to feel neglected and sad. This is a message for you to create time for amusement and play. Your inner child also craves attention. If you've been overly critical of yourself lately, he or she may feel shame or depression. Forgive yourself as Mother Mary forgives you for what you think you have done or not done. Learn from any mistakes instead of holding on to self-destructive guilt. Right this moment, please reassure your inner child that you love her or him. Beautiful. You know, as I was reading that, I felt the energy of the Fool. And I felt this is exactly why the Fool was in the reading. And I feel like this is you coming from your inner child's energy of adventure and mystery. And, you know, some things may be scary, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't go for it. Allow yourself to have adventures in love. Don't close yourself off. You know, don't close yourself off. You only have this one lifetime to really absorb. Listen to that. Train. Spirit's saying, listen. Calling, right? Call to attention. Wow. Interesting. First time I've heard one in the evening. Anyways, guys, thank you. Thank you for the pleasure of allowing me to read for you. And thank you for supporting my work. That means the world to me. In every way that you do it, subscribes, likes, comments. I love your comments. I got to get back to, I'm trying to now answer some comments, but I see them all. I want you to know that I see them all. And I thank each one of you by name, you know, to the universe. So I want you to know that. I'm always sending you love, wishing you nothing but the best. But I know, you know, sometimes we've got to go through the dark to reach the light. And that's what I'm here for, to help you through that dark period so that you can start seeing the light and moving, therefore, in the light. I love you guys. Have a wonderful August. But remember, time is fluid. This can happen at any time. You may read it a year from now or watch it a year from now and you're like, wow, it resonates right now. Just when it's meant to, right? We're each on our own journey. They're very similar. We're like-minded. We're soul family. And that's why many of you resonate with the readings, because we're all connected, right? We're all connected. And I love you so much. So thank you so much. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.